What up, guys? Welcome back to Stop Losing Women. I'm your host, Harry Wilmington. And on today's show, we're answering the question, at what point should the woman that you're with want to introduce you to her friends and her family? I got a comment under one of my videos where a guy was asking a question. He's been dating this woman for 6 months now. They've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 months, and he has yet to meet any of her family and any of her friends that live close by. And so he's wondering what all this means and what he should do. And so we're going to talk about that today, because you as a guy might come across this same situation and not know what's going on. Why is it she's not introducing you yet? All that kind of stuff. And I want to make sure that you have a few things to consider before you start thinking that there's something wrong going on, or just being able to investigate this a lot better. By the way, guys, if you need more of my help, you can go to stoplosingwomen.com. You can go there for one-on-one coaching, and you can check out a free 3-day trial of my Get Girls Academy, which houses all of my best programs to help you get on the right track with women. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So he says, I have a situation about a girl that I've been dating for about 6.5 months, and I still haven't been introduced to her family and friends. We have been boyfriend and girlfriend since the 3rd month of dating, which is what I tell you guys all the time. On average, it takes a woman 2 to 3 months for her to want to be in a relationship with you. So that's actually the correct timing. He says her mom stays like 10 to 14 hours of flight time from where we live, but a couple of her friends stay in the same town as we live in. But she goes to see her mom every couple of months due to her mom's illness. We live about 25 to 30 minutes from each other, and we see each other an average of 2 times per week, which at this point in the relationship cycle is pretty normal. Like, I'd like to see that gear more towards 3 times a week, but really 2 times a week. Ideally, you're staying over her place or she's staying over your place would be a good thing. So then he says, my girlfriend and I have been getting along just fine when we spend time and date together. We hooked up a few times as well. I would hope by month 6.5, you've hooked up a lot more than just a few times. I don't know. I think you mentioned that you guys are both Christians, so maybe it's a religious thing. Maybe it's just there's not ample time there because you guys are only seeing each other twice a week. But I would hope that half that time at this point, you guys would be hooking up, especially this early on in the process when it's like the honeymoon phase. I don't know what that situation is, so I'll continue on. He says, she drives to my place or I'll drive to her place as well. She'll also pay for our dates sometimes. That's great. She has been reciprocating in different ways for sure. I'm just hoping that I'm not the side dude or she's not playing me, but our dates have been consistent each week. I hope that I'm not too much in my head about this. Should I be concerned if I haven't met her family and friends by 6.5 months? On what average time should our girlfriend invite us to see her family and friends or social circle? So these are all very, very good questions to ask. And especially, you as the guy, part of getting to know her is getting to know her inner circle and being able to hear stories from them about how she really is and what she's been into and adventures that they've had that maybe she didn't talk about or whatnot. And so here's just I wrote down a few thoughts that I had about this, right? So here's the first one. In reference to meeting her family and meeting her parents, my general consensus is that on average, it's going to probably be about a year out before you meet these people. Like, if it happens sooner, and many times it does, that's totally fine. But in terms of pushing for that, I've just found, depending on the family that they come from, she might come from a family where it's just that they don't bring around just boyfriends. Like, unless she's engaged to the person, their family just might be like, well, we don't want to meet a bunch of boyfriends. Let us meet the people that you're super serious with and that you're possibly getting engaged to. And so some women will delay that because they've had experiences in the past where they dated a guy for like 6 months and then she's introduced him to everybody and then boom, he's out of there and she's sitting there looking embarrassed. So some women, after that experience, will wait like 6 months to a year and a half to make sure that you're going to actually be in this for the long haul before they start bringing you around family. So that's not a completely abnormal thing, especially given the detail that her mom has an illness. Chances are you're probably not going to meet that mom unless she gets better. Like, just real talk, or until you guys get engaged and possibly get married, because that's a whole thing for, when she comes out to see the daughter, if she's already sick and ill, she's trying to use some of her energy to spend time with her daughter. She's not trying to use extra energy to meet a new guy that's only been around for 6 months and only been the boyfriend for 3 months and may not be here tomorrow. So you have to get over that part of it because, hey, I get it. Especially if you're a guy that's very open and is like you're already ready for her to meet your family and friends, it can be very frustrating when you're open to doing that and then you hear that there's like a hold on her end for that to not happen, and we start making up all these excuses. Oh, she doesn't like me. Oh, I'm a side dude. And it could just be her mom is sick and she's not trying to introduce her mom to a guy when she's going through an illness. That could be a situation. But in terms of other family members, whether it's, if she has a brother or sister or whatnot, in the comments, he mentioned that she does not have her dad around. And that's a whole different conversation altogether. But so suffice to say that, like, if there's other cousins and stuff you can meet that are in, the same city as you guys, that would potentially be a way to do that. But for now, I'd say in terms of the family aspect of things, this probably isn't the best thing to try to push. Now, in terms of the friends, that's a little different. And so here's my honest thought about that. As a person that's an introvert, like when I was dating people, if I never met any of their friends, I'd feel it kind of weird because I'd be like, but they should want to introduce me. But I'm also fine never meeting people's friends. Like real talk, like I'm just like, it's just, I meeting new people, the older you get, it gets harder, and having to create bonds and have conversations about stuff. That's just a me thing personally, right? But you being a person who wants to meet her friends, I would say the third thought I had was, have you brought this to her attention? Like, I get it. It would be nice if she just came to you one day and said, hey, so-and-so. So like, I was thinking, I haven't met your friends. You haven't met my friends. We should all have dinner together. But I have also found in the past that, let's say I was worrying about that, or that was a concern of mine. Like, hey, we've been dating for X amount of time and I just noticed I haven't met your friends. I found 9 times out of 10, the woman was thinking, oh, I didn't know you wanted to meet my friends. Like, I thought you just wanted to go out with me and it'd just be us, and you hadn't expressed any kind of interest in my friends or their stories or what they're going through or how we hang out. And so, beyond just looking at her not bringing this up, you got to look at, have you brought up to her, hey, it'd be cool for me to meet some of your friends, And so if you bring that to her attention, then you can figure out what her reaction is going to be. She'll either be like, oh, I didn't know you wanted to meet them. We can totally set that up. Or she might be able to tell you something like, oh, well, my friends, they're in a weird place right now, or they're kind of oddballs, or I'm concerned about this or whatever. But either way, you don't know unless you ask. And so I would say, ultimately, if you're concerned about the fact that you have not met them, ask yourself, one, if you brought it up. And if not, then consider bringing it up to her and seeing what she says. And I found with that also, it also depends a lot of times on where the woman's friends are at in their lives and who they are. So for example, if she's got a bunch of hot looking girlfriends and she knows that she's probably like middle tier in the group, she may not want to bring you around those friends because she's thinking you might find one of them more attractive. Or she might be one of those that, like, if she has other friends that are in relationships, then maybe she's thinking, okay, unless I know I'm super serious with this guy, I don't want to bring him around my couple friends because they're going to want to do couple stuff together. And I don't want to get in with that crowd. And then all of a sudden, like, we break up and now it's like, oh my God, like, I thought I'd have a person to bring around and now I don't, So there's a lot of things that could be going on in her head. But the thing is, I don't want you to make up a story about why she hasn't introduced you to the friends yet. Like, you could be in your head all day trying to guess, oh, because she thinks I'm ugly or because she thinks I'm not really going to be there a lot. But that's just all you telling yourself stories and getting yourself riled up. And I don't want you to do that. So instead, we go to her and just say, hey, you know what? We've been dating for like 6 months and I think it'd be really cool to kind of like start meeting each other's friends. Like, how do you feel about that? Ask her how she feels about it and then shut up and then let her talk and see, oh, well, I didn't, like, let her say what she's going to say versus you trying to put in your head what you think she's going to say and then getting mad about it. So hopefully that'll give you some clarity in terms of figuring out what that's going on with that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like in terms of friends and stuff like that, on average, it's like at the point that you become boyfriend or girlfriend, that's usually when women start talking about, hey, so we should meet up with so-and-so, or my couple friends over here are going to be doing this. We should go with them. If that's not happening, then again, dig for what's going on with that. Don't just assume things. And you find if you ask questions, you can get more clarity than riling yourself up about something that's going to be a nothing burger when she finally tells you. So hopefully that answers your question. For the rest of you guys, if you have any questions you want me to answer on one of these shows, you can write to me at harrywilmington@gmail.com. You can also write me at harry@stoplosingwomen.com. And you can go to the website, stoplosingwomen.com, to check out my ebooks as well as my Get Girls Academy. Right now, we're offering a free 3-day trial, so you can check out the videos and the various programs that are inside that academy, so you can get yourself a leg up in the dating game. And you can also go to the website to sign up for one-on-one coaching as well. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Thank you guys so much for watching this channel. Be sure to give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.